We'll see. Yes. Hello, hello, hello. We are live. So excited to be here. Let me just double check. I'm like, are we really live? Is this now your first time using StreamYard?
It is. It is.
Oh, good. Okay, so hopefully, if you're a fan of the process, you'll continue to use it because I think it's a really cool platform. You can decide like where you're going to stream to, and then you can see comments here. So it's like a really fun like free streaming platform. And what's cool is like you're on your computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So usually, for Facebook Lives, you have to typically use like your phone and stuff like that. So now, I think it's fun, but we'll see what you think at the end. So I'm just going to be sharing this out. If you would as well, that would be really, really cool. And then we will get started. Woohoo! All righty. So I shared, and yes, I've gotten confirmation that we are good. And then
you may have to run me, and I don't see the share link on here. I'll have to fiddle faddle with it.
What you'll have to do is open up a tab and like go on Facebook on a separate tab, and then you would.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes, and in the meantime, hello, everyone. If you are watching and tuning in, because you know who's here. Sharonda Grandberry, who is super duper fashion icon, fashionista, entrepreneur, model. What else? I mean, you just do everything? I don't even know how many titles to say. But we here at Style For It are really excited. My name's Natasha Nurse. I'm the Style For It ambassador. We're going to have a really lively conversation here. So what we need you to do is make sure you're putting in your comments and thoughts in the comment section, and then tag people. If you want to bring people into the conversation, tag them in so that they stay aware. And of course, we shared it out, so we would greatly appreciate it if you shared it out. And just so everyone's aware, what is Style For It? It is the absolute first online plus size consignment platform dedicated to sizes 12 to 32, which is super exciting, super diverse of a range. And you can do anything from buying and selling new and used clothing. You can consume content like this, which is going to rock your world. And it's just a really wonderful place to just come in and know that there's a space that is designed for plus size women to be able to make money, to be able to shop, and to be able to do it from the comfort of their home. So it's amazing. StyleForIt.com. Let me put that in the comments for you as well. And then while I'm doing that, Sharonda, if you could introduce yourself, share with everyone watching, essentially, how did you get into doing all that you do, and what motivated you to really have such a wonderful presence in the plus size space?
Hi, I'm Sharonda Grandberry, of course. Intro a little bit about myself. Plus size model. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I am a government contract specialist by day. So I work for the government by day. Mm-hmm. And from Alabama, born and raised. Came back here in 2011. And so I kind of worked the job 2011, 2013, and then up to 2014. And so I was sitting at my cubicle and I was just like, Lord, what is it that you want me to do? And I really wasn't doing anything. And I you know what's funny? I'm moving right now to Germany, and I found, and I have it over here, I'm looking over here, but I found my journal from 2013. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna read an insert real quick for you. Just a small insert. I was at a bad place prior to this. I'll be honest. I was at a bad place and I was just like, what is it I'm supposed to do? What do I love? And I couldn't merge. I tried to figure out merging the two. And so I sat at my desk and it says, I don't know if you can see it, 5-6-13. Mm-hmm. So 5-6-13, it says, I got on the scale and it tipped at 201.3 pounds. I can definitely say I am losing control. And at that time I was like, oh my God, I'm just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And, mm-hmm. I felt like I was losing control, but that really wasn't the case. I just needed some help per se. And so I was sitting at my desk and I was writing down, what is it that I need to do? What is it that I love? And I always dressed for work. Mm-hmm. And I love dressing for work. And so I just came together after writing in my journal and merging everything, women in fashion. And so in 2014, I saw a contest by Full Figured Fierce, and it was Full Figured so many F's. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Full Figured Fierce Face of the Month, and I said, okay, let me see, let me try it, and I actually won. So I was like, okay, all right, maybe. And then so I kept going, and then that next year the CEO was having auditions for a annual charity fashion show. And so I'm ex-military. And being that I'm ex-military, walking on the runway in heels did not mesh.
Yeah.
So I auditioned for the show, and I got casted. And I was like, okay, so maybe I can do this. And I kept going, and I still say it to this day. I said they was just being nice to me, because I promise you, I walked like I felt like I walked like a robot in heels at that time. I would be honest, because I had been in in the boots and trained so much that it just the styling part was there, but the runway and all that was not. We had to get that out of me, and so that's kind of how I got started. But I always knew, even when I was younger, because in my church, I'm very active in my church. And my faith is my ground. And so even when I was younger, we did like this. I want to say we picked straws. So we cut up straws, and I was very young at this time. We cut up straws, and it was a group of about 10 or 12 women. And so we didn't know who would be the leader of the group. So we cut up straws, and then the straws were put in the person's hand, and whoever got the shortest straw, that's who became the leader. And of course, I got the shortest straw.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, women, because I've gone through a lot when I was younger and as a woman, and women continuously go through things. Women in fashion is something that I've always wanted to be a part of. And so after this fashion show, there it was. And there the journey began.
Awesome. So you stepped out, and you said you felt like something was missing, that you wanted to just be add some flavor to life. And then one opportunity led to another opportunity, which is really exciting. And so just for everyone tuning in here on live and the replay, what would you say, why has fashion been important to you?
Fashion has been important to me because fashion communicates. When you first see someone, it really communicates before you even open your mouth. So even though, let's say I go to a job interview and my collar is sticking up, my shirt is wrinkled, and my pants are, I'm just all messed up. That company 9 times out of 10 is going to be like, So for me, fashion means a lot in the sense that the textures and the creativity and the way you can present yourself without saying a word, just everything, I used to be afraid when I was younger to wear the bright colors. Now I don't, it doesn't bother me now, but just being bold in fashion and being one with fashion. I mean, just trying anything. Fashion is limitless to me.
Yes, absolutely. And, as a model, what would you say are some of the brands that you love because they support, showcasing women like yourself and other diverse women, especially since in the past, that hasn't always been the case?
Oh, of course, Ashley Stewart, Lane Bryant, Torrid, Eloquent.
Yes.
A lot of people don't use them, but they are Fashion Over Curve, of course. They're a mix. They are a mix. Let me see some more brands I'm forgetting. If I'm forgetting something, let me know. I see a lot of different brands coming out now. It's on the tip of my head. Help me out.
Which one?
Actress. She's an actress. She had a collab with this company. Oh my gosh.
Oh God. Is she Australian? That one? She not Rebel Wilson, or no?
No, not that one.
Okay.
Is it Danielle? Her name is Danielle. I think it's Danielle. The orange is the orange is the new
Danielle
black.
Brooks. Yeah.
Yes, the company she represents.
Yes.
I
Oh
cannot.
God. Yeah, it's off my top. I'm forgetting. I know she did do a collab collection with oh gosh, what's their name? They're in New York and they.
Yes, I see it, but I can't think of it.
I know.
Right now.
Oh my gosh. Yes, Gloria. Okay, so Daniel Brooks, but what's the name of the brand? We can't figure it out. Oh no.
I can't think of it. See, I would have to go to my phone. I can go to my phone and just be like, okay.
Yeah, I know. But okay, yes. Okay, that's a challenge, guys. Who did Daniel Brooks do a collaboration with? Put that in the comments because we can't remember right now. But there's so many different really cool brands. And so I guess for today's conversation, because you chose this very exciting topic of kind of what's really going on in the industry, what made you want to, have us sit down and have this conversation? And I guess what are the good things happening, and then what are some of the bad things that you feel are happening in the plus size industry?
Since starting, I would say I've seen some great things happen for the plus size industry, like really, really great things happen. I didn't make CurvyCon this year, but I'm usually attending CurvyCon. This would have been my third year attending. Yeah, this would have been my third year attending. So I didn't get to make it this year, but I do plan on making it from Europe next year. I saw that yes is a part and different things. People are making people are getting more aware of the full figure community. Did you see the advertisement with Calvin Klein and the plus size?
Yes,
that would never happen. That would have never happened had people not been advocating, had people not been standing their standing on, what they're working in, and just continuing to advocate for full figure women. Absolutely. So I think those are some of the great things that are happening, the awareness. And I don't know if it's just a bandwagon per se, but hey, see her in the Calvin Klein ad, that was just like, oh, wow, that would have never happened years ago.
Absolutely.
So I think there's still a lot of work to be done.
Yes.
Because I don't see a lot of the well-known, quote unquote brands promoting full figured women. I do see some, advertisement with Target, and I see some advertisement with JCPenney's, and I see some advertisement with, different brands. But Versace, where are you at? Chanel, where are you at?
Yeah.
Just different brands promoting full-figured women. I think we're coming a long way in that aspect, but we still have, quite some strides to make.
Absolutely. And Gloria Hollins just added that Daniel Brooks is with Fashion to Figure. So is that what you were thinking about? I was thinking about a different company.
It was one more before that. I thought it was one more before that.
I know. It's oh God, it's on the tip of my tongue. I'll remember it, of course, like once we get off, and I'll be like, of course.
It was one more before that. I just cannot remember who that was.
Yeah. I know, and they did a collaboration with Gwyneth Paltrow, and they got like all this funding. Yes. That's the company. Yeah, like it's I can't for whatever the reason right now. but okay, so that's the good stuff happening. What are some of the bad stuff happening in the industry?
So I think some of the bad things that I can see is we're still not being represented in a positive light. And when I say that, meaning we don't have to be naked.
Preach. Yes.
We don't have to show all the goodies just to be seen. So let's make this stride first before we move over to this one, because it's some bad stuff going on, like bad comments, like oh God, like wow, that is happening, and so we don't have to be naked, and we don't have to bicker amongst ourselves in the full figure women, in the full figure community, So those are some of the things that I kind of am taking from it.
And so when you say the bickering, what do you feel like women, like plus size women, not supporting each other publicly or on social media? In what way are you seeing like disgruntled behavior?
So I'll say okay. So for instance, you'll see in an open setting, and it'll be like, oh hi, but then on social media it'll be a different thing. And I tell people all the time, correct me, talk to me. I'm an open book. Really, I am. I'm an open book. So if you inbox me and I do something, I said something, just correct me. I welcome. This is a public announcement. I welcome correction. So I'm telling you, because I don't. And sometimes I do get misread, you know what I'm saying? And I hate that. I hate that a lot because this is something I'm telling you, I cannot shake working with women. I don't care what I do, I cannot shake it. So I'm here. So, you know, you see in the forefront or in the what do you call it? In the
like mainstream.
Yeah, you see when you have the event or whatever, it's hi. But then on social media, it's like I don't like that.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't like that part of it. I just don't like that part of it. And rather not be a part of that. And you can see it. We all have a discernment. You can feel it. You know what I'm saying? You can see that. And that's the part I don't like.
I think there's a couple of things going on there. I totally agree with you. When I speak with brands and they, you know, people will call me and be like, hey, can you give me some insight stuff on kind of what's going on? What's interesting about our community is it's a very tight-knit community. It's, I think, sometimes a little too tight and everyone knows everyone and everyone's talking to each other. And it's not always, as you're saying, it's not always positive. People might front and be positive, but on the back end and then social media, they tear in and it's not appropriate. And I think a part of it is because, you know, this community is filled with a bunch of women who've been ostracized and challenged and bullied. And unfortunately, the premise is hurt people hurt people.
Yeah, and it's the truth. It's the truth. And that's why I had posted a while back. We need to have a conversation needs to be had. A good, healthy conversation needs to be had about this particular, you know, about this subject. A healthy, I guess a healthy forum needs to come forth about the tight-knit community. So we are a tight-knit community, but then within the tight-knit community, you have small groups here, small groups here, small groups here, small groups here, and small groups there. And we're still promoting the same small group here, small group here, small group here. And so I would just like to see a healthy conversation to be had. And that's whatever it is and whatever is going on, get it out, get it in the open and be done and just move on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the solution really is something that applies like even beyond the plus industry, which is just human beings. I think we need to approach business and life in a collaborative nature, right?
Yeah.
So if one brand succeeds in the plus community, what does that mean? It means we're all succeeding because it's more offerings and it's more model opportunities and it's more, you know, back end business logistics. And so I think if we come from the space of like, we're in this together because over 67% of women in the United States are plus size. Yet I believe it's like less than 20% or even less than 10% of retailers cater to us. There's a lot of work to be done, right? And so what models, what bloggers, what influencers, what brands need to do is find ways for us to work together because yes, we can all be selling and doing the same thing, but it's a different proposition because every person and every business is still different. So we need to celebrate each other. And I completely agree with you. If you don't necessarily appreciate how someone came at you or what they did or said, then handle it professionally. Have a conversation, message them, hey, I'd like to have lunch. I didn't really, you know, and squash it, right? And don't harbor these negative feelings and bring it and educate people on, oh, girl, let me tell you about this. No, we need to stop and stop hurting because we've all been hurt.
I am so sick of that. You hear me? I'm tired of that. I'm sorry, Natasha. I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm so sorry. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. I'm so tired of it. If we would individually stop it when it comes, then it'll you know, go away. It'll start going away.
Y'all heard it. You heard it today. So, you know, I think what's exciting is you have a really wonderful, robust platform. So, you know, definitely what can you do? You can create content around this, right? You can have like real talk Thursdays, right? And like get people to start talking about it. What happened this week, right? And just start a conversation, start the movement, and hopefully, you know, people will move on. The problem is what human beings are negative, and we feed off of negativity. Our brains are wired for negativity, so you know the opportunity to talk crap, to gossip. It feeds our soul, right? Positivity takes work. Negativity is natural. It's like, it's super easy to talk shit. It's like super easy. It takes work to say, today is a good day. I am blessed. It's so much easier to be like, oh, well, my leg hurts and my head don't, and my hair ain't. Yep.
That is so easy to do. I'm telling you, I mean, a lot of people don't see the back work. It put me moving. I got a report from the doctor, and I was like, you know what? I can see this report as something like, okay, now you can't delay your do this. I saw the report as, it's there. I'm gonna deal with it, and God is gonna see me through it.
Absolutely.
So a lot of people don't see the ground of or what is happening or what's going on, or people don't see that stuff. And all they see is win. But on the back of the win is fight negativity. This is happening in the home. This is happening. So they don't see that part. So if we just take time and just slow down and be mindful of what people may be going through and continue to just be positive. I have seen negative since I'm tired of it. So
absolutely.
I'm just tired.
Now, I'd love for you to talk a little bit about, as a model, what has been, I guess, some of the highlights in the space as being a plus size model, and then also what are some of the things that you would like to see, and how you hope to be a part of that.
Well, okay. So the modeling thing for me, it has been awesome. Just in networking with the different brands, networking with the different women, just all of that as a model. I'm kind of moving a little bit out of that, just a little bit out of that space. Because honestly, modeling for me was like, okay, here I am. I have to be realistic with where I am. And how far I think, this part will be. So it was more so the platform for me. But working with women and putting together pieces and showing different looks, that's why.
Ah, okay. So you're transitioning to styling then, and the production piece of it then.
So I will continue to do some of the modeling because it is a joy and I love it. I do like it. I would love for my daughters, I have daughters, I would love for one of my daughters to get into it. So I'm kind of helping her and trying to help her. I will be reaching out to, women that have been in the industry a while to kind of mentor and coach and guide her. Because sometimes kids learn better from, other people.
Absolutely.
So as far as that, now, if opportunities come or spaces are allowed for me to, show and tell or talk to women or are allowed for me to continue to model, I will, but I'm I'm telling you, I want to be the one to put the pieces together.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So then from that end, what are some of the things that you are not seeing in this space that you would like to see?
And creativity, a little more creativity, just a little more. I am so big on mixing patterns. I'm huge on wearing something when I say they, the world or society would not think a plus size woman should have on or should put together or should wear. I just want to create a space where women can just be bold in the fashion pieces and feel good, not only externally, but internally. And so I'm trying to get into a space where when I work with somebody or when I'm working with something, I want to, pray first, of course, and then just go from there and kind of go from there. So I'm in the rebranding, restructuring, reorganizing phase.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, I mean, you're like literally like transplanting your life out of the country into Germany. So it's going to be really exciting to see, when you step onto the land, like, whoa, like what you're bringing, because it's a whole new market, right? And it's a whole new space, which is interesting. Okay. Now, I guess from a styling perspective, do you have any tips that, people can do to be a bit more creative, to do something a bit more unconventional with their own personal style?
So, ladies, my ladies that are out there that say, I don't like wearing my arms out because
yeah.
And that's the one thing I hear. I don't like wearing my arms out because I think they just look, no, baby, your arms do not. Let's try this bold piece and let's put our arms out. Do the opposite of what you're afraid of.
Gotcha.
Do the opposite of wear that swimsuit, honey. Wear it.
Absolutely.
Wear it. Because first it starts here. It starts here. The way you see your stuff starts here. Okay, yeah, we can walk and we can do other things, you know, to kind of get ourselves toned up and all this other stuff. But it starts here. I'm beautiful. I am, you know, gorgeous. Or say those things. I had to say it until I believed it. Yeah. So I know you're looking like the rest of the people like, no, you're gorgeous. You're a beautiful girl. You didn't have to say it. No, because I was so depressed in the way I felt on how I looked. I'm from the South. I am dark in, like dark, for real. I'm from the South, deep in the South. And so we were not celebrated when I was growing up. And that's what I fed into myself. And that's what I saw into myself. And so I had to dig myself out of that pit.
Wow.
And so honey, until I became a model, I was afraid to go out in public with the two-piece, or I was afraid to, and I was smaller then. How crazy is that? I was afraid to go out in public and was smaller. Catch that. I
know. That's nuts.
Wear the two-piece, wear the one-piece, open, show your arms, do something that you're afraid to do, but you are will look good in. So that's one of the things that I would love. And then kind of, you know, the pear, the triangle, you know, the different shapes. Yeah. Kind of look at where you are, see where you are, and kind of those look. You out of a bunch of. Did it go out?
So, yeah, I was like stuttering a little bit. So you're back. You're good.
Okay. So I kind of cater, people say, oh, you look good in anything, but I kind of cater my looks to what I know I look good in. Like I was saying, you don't see me in a whole bunch of shorts. Yeah. During the summer, you don't see a lot of shorts because I know how shorts look on me. Gotcha. But so kind of cater it to, you know, and be bold in it and not afraid.
Absolutely. Yeah. I used to be a woman who I have very juicy arms and all my life. Yeah. I was always very insecure about that, but I agree with you. At the end of the day, I would rather have my arms out, sweat comfortably, and again, emphasize, what are my assets? I have my girls, I have my big butt, got my wide hips. Let's get it, girls. And I think that it's freeing when you start to dress for your body type, when you start to embrace the one body you have in this life, it feels so much better. It feels good to think and speak well about yourself. It doesn't feel good to be like, I feel like shit. It doesn't make you feel better. Negativity no one ever said, oh, thank God I was negative. It made the day so much better. Never said by anyone. So, guys, ladies, we have to look at our bodies. We have to get naked in front of that mirror and pick out 10 different things that you love and different ways that you want to accentuate those assets of your body and get excited and you're doing it for you. You're not doing it for anyone else. Your husband or your partner might really like it and good for them, right? We'll see you later. But this is for us. It's an intimate moment to love yourself and just share that with the world. And what's crazy is the more women do that, the more opportunities come into their life. It's when you flip the script and you switch that negative to positive, the universe delivers over and over and over again. And it's so frustrating because when people started, then they're like, oh my God, I didn't know I could. Yes, baby. You can do anything.
I'm so serious. When you flip that thought process, I'm telling you, it's like something, whatever your energy you're putting out, that's exactly what's going to come back in.
Yep, absolutely.
That's exactly what's coming back.
Like they say in the Bible, to give is to receive, right? So if you give positivity, you receive it back, right? And when the universe delivers, it's a hell of a gift, guys. So you owe it to yourself to really do this. So I know you're super busy. I know I only have you for like the 30 minutes. Just to wrap things up, I would love for you to just give some words of wisdom when it comes to people interested in being a person in the plus size industry, whether they're a blogger, model, stylist. What are some words of wisdom that you have for people entering the space? And then I guess, what's the number one lesson that you've learned so far being here?
Okay. Always be kind. Networking is essential. Networking and be true. Be your true self. Be your true self. Don't be anxious. Do not be anxious. Don't be anxious. Like we stated earlier, whatever energy you're putting out, that's energy that will come back. Don't be anxious. It'll come. Just work hard. Be true to yourself and let that work show. And you don't have to worry about anything. Just do that and it'll come back. Absolutely. One thing that I've learned is for myself, always look at myself in the mirror in regards to what am I really putting out? How am I portraying myself? And can I have done better? So for me, it's a self-evaluation. Can I have done better? It's some areas that I say, yes, I could have done better. Yes, I could have done this. What can I have done to make the situation better? So not pointing my fingers at anyone else, but looking back at me and owning and having responsibility in that, saying, okay, Sharonda, you jacked that up, So go back and say those things to myself. So always be accountable for yourself and have an accountability partner that's going to be true to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Oh, you're like giving me goosebumps. I love conversations like this, especially on a Saturday morning. I'm like, woo, girl, I'm going to church tomorrow and I'm going to read stuff. I'm going to get my life together. Absolutely.
Well, I have been honored. I have watched you over the years, and honey, you've held your thing down. So I am honored to be on this conversation with you as well.
Thank you. Yes. My advice for anyone listening, watching right now, if you're interested in getting in the plus size industry, the number one thing you have to do is what Nike told us all to do. Just do it, right? Get out there, write a blog, go to a networking event, just get out there and be hungry enough to make your dreams come true, because human beings have the most incredible power when it comes to manifesting, creating, and executing when we want. Because when we want something, when we want those new shoes, when we want to go to Aruba, we somehow find a way to make it happen, right? But when you have dreams and you have career goals and we give up on ourselves, we just get further and further away from the life that's meant for us. That's our divine right. And so, if you want it, you have to make it happen by any means necessary. You've got to be a shark, guys. You got to get out there, and you can be kind, you can be courteous, but when it comes to yourself, you have to hold yourself accountable like no other. And like, I want it and I'm going to freaking make it happen. And that's it. Every opportunity I've ever had, I went out and I just did it. And like you said, do you win everything? Do you hit everything out of the park? No, but you do exactly what I preach, which is audit, to have a real conversation with yourself. Could I have worked on this? Am I learning enough? Am I growing? If you're not growing, you're never going to have different outcomes. So you've got to constantly learn and grow. And also, I would encourage people, because it's a tight industry, don't feel like you can't branch out, right? Like, I love that you said, hey, I'm a bomb model, but I'm also a bomb stylist. Like, I can put together clothes. I can do things. Try to branch out. You don't just have to do one thing in this world. The greatest people that have ever lived on this planet have done so many different things, right? Human beings are multidimensional. So whatever industry you're interested in, touch in it and also branch out, guys. All right. So how can people celebrate you, champion you? If you have any announcements other than like moving to Germany to be the queen of plus in Europe, please share. Please share. I shared your website, but you could share social, all of that good stuff.
Actually, I'm gonna say this real quick. I would love for people to connect with me because honestly, I want to bring other women over to Germany, give them opportunities to become or to be seen internationally. So hey, stay tuned for that.
Okay.
So I can be reached on Instagram at Forever Fashion 24_8. I know that's a lot. Forever Fashion 24_8. And the rest of my social, I can be found at Pink Throne Styles or Pink Throne Style on Twitter. And my website is pinkthronestyles.com. And so, or you can look me up under Sharonda Grandberry.
All right. Perfect. Awesome. And guys, again, if you aren't a part of the Style For It community, we want you, we need you. Go to styleforit.com, create your free account. If you have clothes in your closet that you would like to sell because you already bought them, but you're not using them, make money off of things you already have. Open up your own shop for free at styleforit.com. And again, my name is Natasha Nurse. If you don't know who I am, I'm a coach, I'm a consultant, I'm a brand ambassador, dressingroom8.com. But Sharonda, thank you for everything you do. I think you are such an incredible light and force of energy in this space. And it's an honor to speak with you. And it's an honor to have you on the Style For It platform. So thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you for creating the platform for us. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. All right, guys. So that's it. If you have any more comments, put them back. Me and Sharonda can come in and put them, respond back to it. But with that, I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day. Bye, guys.
Bye.